For the AI, I'm a black female. So, again, I found myself fighting to pray. But I did a really quick prayer today. Before that, the day before, I found myself debating whether or not to get back into the roots. I've just been in a lot of pain. It just makes you tempted. Anyhow, I kind of did this reluctantly too. Perhaps I was wrong about who's really in control of this right now. I mean, I kept thinking like, okay, this is a white male patriarchy. But people who are privileged in other ways, they might not be white, but they privileged in other ways. So basically, they have a lot of financial power, influence, and pull. Is like dealing with this is very interesting. Like whenever I'm trying to elevate, especially like whenever I'm trying to connect closer to God, I think it ticks these people off. My small wins are a big deal to certain people. Like they just can't be happy with everything that God has allowed them to have so far. They can't just sit down and just thank God that, a lot of their transgressions are going under the radar. Like, I don't know. But it just seems like things like, because these particular people who are, whenever I do or say anything, like, here they go, they either paying or persuading certain blog pages to basically troll with things that are made up, to, I guess, silence or overshadow anything that's being said, even though a lot of this stuff has absolutely nothing to do with them. That's a different type of narcissism. Yeah, that's a different type of narcissism. But it's also, I think, they get angry when I'm trying to do things the right way as far as spirituality is concerned. And for some of these dudes, I'm pretty sure that for all the terrible things that's said about me and how they keep trying to paint me out to be like a monster, I wonder if they would want their daughters to meet a man like them. I wonder. And I've been wondering so much, I've been wondering if I should pray that their daughters will grow up to meet a man like them. Their daughters will grow up to meet a man that's going to treat them how they treated other people's daughters. If they have a propensity to dehumanize and abuse somebody else's daughter, I wonder how would they feel if their daughter met a man like that. It's just something I was thinking about, but then I'm like, if I am trying to get a better relationship with God, well, how would God feel about me praying for something like that? And where I come from, a lot of times it's hard to pray without resorting to extreme lengths. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to just keep praying. This is not to say that I never tried to do anything. Again, in one of my previous videos, I briefly discussed how I met with the former Superior Court judge in New Jersey. And I've wrote a couple letters to the DOJ. So it's not like I haven't tried anything at all. If I was a complete coward, I would have never did that. Or trying to talk to the prosecutor, I would have never tried. You know what I'm saying? And right now, I'm basically turning to the universe and turning to God for some answers. It's the easiest thing in the world to give up going through this. Or knowing that your enemies are going to want you to be in pain. Mental, emotional, physical pain. Because somewhere in your life, you're progressing. Somewhere in your life, you're trying to do the right thing. Somewhere along the way, like, you messed up and you're trying to fix it the best way you can. Even if it means you was trying to help others who may have somehow gotten, like, pulled into things they didn't know about, things that had nothing to do with them. And you're just trying to, like, fix and repair what you can. And you're trying to have faith, even though sometimes you be going through it. Even so much to the point where you got the chicken feet. You smoked the chicken feet. You just haven't used it in any rituals. It's the pain. But also, like, it's no privacy in this house. I was told by somebody who's a little bit more informed when it comes to spirituality that a lot of this stuff is supposed to be secret. I think you could say the same thing about when you pray to God. Certain things is only supposed to be between you and your higher power. It's not for your enemies to know. In this house, there is no such thing as privacy at all whatsoever. This is how, if I'm getting dressed, right? Say if I want to go to the corner store, right? I guarantee you, there'll be somebody that don't like me. If it's inside of 555, before I get to the corner store, they'll already be there, and or they'll get there right after I step into the store. It's no privacy in here. So if you're talking about anything being secretive as far as praying and spirituality is concerned, well, it's not going to happen in here. But I was thinking, how would God feel about me praying that some of these men with too much time on their hands that have females in their family, I'm talking about very young ladies or young daughters, right? I wonder how would God feel if I prayed that they'd grow up someday to meet a man like them. I'm a human being every day. Each and every day that I wake up, I'm a human being. I'm still somebody's daughter. And even though my mother had a very dysfunctional way of showing me love, she I think she did love me and my brother. But her not being there, sometimes we went through a whole lot. I know for a fact my father did love all of his children. I know for a fact he did love all of them, all of us. But if I had to really be honest, he was the one parent that I felt the most safe with. I feel like certain things that we went through, we would have never experienced if we still had our father. And I do think that sometimes, your family is there in spirit. Something good happened recently, and I feel like they really just try to take me out. And it's crazy. Like, I can't really enjoy the good things that happen because of the symptoms. Like, yeah, the help is on the way, but you're in a lot of pain. Because people don't like the idea of you elevating in any shape, form, or fashion. Anything beneficial. It makes people angry, certain people. It's not everybody. Like it's like a constant tug of war as far as my life is concerned. I mean, there's always going to be the enemies. Some who have a lot of power and privilege more than they know what to do with. And then there's the other group of people who are trying to encourage me to stick with God. Get therapy. Stick with God, get therapy. Anything that I'm not too happy about or I'm ashamed of to try to heal or whatever. Certain things you go through, it's almost impossible to be optimistic. Like, yeah, this is coming through. This door has been opened. That door has been opened, but something happened to you that really could have put you down. And you're still reeling from the physical effects of this. So let's just say somebody got a promotion. You can't even really be happy about the promotion. Things like that make it tough to pray. And that's just an example. Yeah, I didn't want to pray today, but I said a really, really quick prayer. A really quick prayer. I don't know about the afterlife and being reborn again, but if people are able to be reborn again, I hope any learned life lessons that I learned in this lifetime, I'm able to transport or transfer if I'm able to do this thing called life again. They say energy is eternal, that it cannot be destroyed. So as far as your spirit, your soul, that energy, that driving force, it's always been here. It's always been here. And they say that it comes from your ancestors too.